Okay, this is sort of a double episode because we're going to slam CNN at the same time because they're finally coming around that Hunter Biden is in trouble. Joe Biden is in trouble. They're all liars and they're screwed. But the actual headline for this episode is FBI and IRS hacks get subpoenas from Jim Jordan on the Hunter Biden probe. That's right. They're stepping it up. Remember this Jim Jordan, these probes, all these investigations came from Kevin McCarthy winning a narrow majority to be able to do these investigations. And they're doing amazing damage to the Biden administration. And we're thankful for that. But first, thank you for subscribing. We are, of course, blowing up the channel. Channel's doing great. Thanks to you. I love hearing from you guys in the chat. This is one of the most active audiences in all of YouTube by percentage. You guys are amazingly social. That means we're strong. You're doing it right. Let's go to CNN.
Quite the evolution in a fairly short period of time, according to the New York Times. I know you've noted on multiple occasions just how long this investigation had dragged on.
CNN calling this investigation dragging on, starting to call out who? The Democrats, the Department of Justice. That's Merrick Garland's boys and David Weiss for dragging his feet on Hunter Biden.
Have you ever seen a federal case play out like this before?
No, Erica, it's really inexplicable to me. I mean, first we had basically 5 years of behind the scenes investigation with no transparency, no action, and some questions being asked. What's taken so long?
CNN slamming the Department of Justice for no transparency, doing all this behind doors. That's called a cover up.
But in the last couple months, we've seen a pattern here, and Marshall just laid it out. And we've now seen it play out 2 or 3 separate times. DOJ moves towards a very lenient disposition. They're just about to lock in that lenient disposition. And then there arises pressure, either through whistleblower testimony or through public scrutiny. And then DOJ backs off and says, actually, we're not going to do that now that it's been called out. We're going to try to up it a little bit.
He's calling out the DOJ saying, oh, we're going to give Hunter Biden this sweetheart deal where then whistleblowers come out and investigations come out and they go, well, we're not going to do that anymore. So they keep trying to get Hunter Biden off. What's amazing is that CNN, the Democrats at CNN are calling this out. Okay, this is the tables have turned.
And then that happened again. And then they go all the way to appointing special counsel, the same guy who's been presiding over the case for 5+ years already.
That's David Weiss they're calling out now. That Merrick Garland is trying to use David Weiss to do an insider investigation on Hunter. And we all know David Weiss is an operative. David Weiss used to do business with Joe Biden's brother, Jim Biden. Totally part of the criminal operation. That's why they slow walked the Hunter Biden case, hoping that the, hoping the statute of limitations lets him off the hook on a bunch of these counts.
So I genuinely am perplexed by what DOJ is doing here. I think they've made a real mess for themselves, and now they're going to have to deal with the consequences of it.
He's perplexed. I'm not perplexed. They're Democrats. Only a Democrat can sit here and go, I don't understand what's going on. I'm perplexed. Why would the Department of Justice do this to themselves? The name is the Biden crime family does not want justice, and your own criminal party does not want justice, nor believe in investigations. They believe investigations are made to be part of the cover-up.
So in terms of the mess and those consequences, look, public trust is certainly one of them. Is there anything that you see that DOJ could do, based on your experience, right, as a former federal prosecutor, to restore public confidence in this investigation? Is the only way to fix this a trial?
Yes, a trial or impeach Merrick Garland. But listen, CNN is calling for a trial of Hunter Biden and the Department of Justice.
It may be, Erica. You know, DOJ's sort of been in a darned if they do, darned if they don't posture on this from the start, but they've made it way worse by sort of careening back and forth here. It may well be that any deal is never going to be accepted as fair. So,
nor should it be accepted as fair that a deal be cut out by a Democrat for a Democrat. That's not how a system of checks and balances works. It'll never be fair.
If I'm in David Weiss's shoes here, heaven help me, I would just say, look, we're charging everything we have. We're not in position to make a deal. It'll go to trial, and we'll let the jury decide this. I think that's the only way to restore any credibility to this matter.
Saying David Weiss has to bring his own guy, Hunter Biden, into court. We agree. Unleash it. It's going to happen now. They've all but conceded the ground. Public sentiment and the Democrats at CNN, the media is no longer covering for the Biden crime family, in other words. Okay, but forget that. Now let's get to Jim Jordan.
And what we want to do, Sean, is we want to talk to the folks who were in the meeting. These whistleblowers come forward. They change history, as John Solomon just pointed out.
Here's the new headline. Watch. Jim Jordan announces subpoenas for FBI and IRS investigators in Hunter Biden probe. Yay, Jim Jordan. Let's subpoena those SOPs.
What prompted them to come forward? This meeting, October 7th, 2022. You got David Weiss, you got Gary Shapley, the whistleblower, and 4 other people in that meeting.
So this is about the cover-up that the Department of Justice was going to let Hunter off, cheat on his taxes, carry a loaded gun, all of this criminal insider trading with Ukraine and Russia. They were going to let him get away with it.
Because in fact, the Department of Justice, just as the whistleblowers highlighted, they used numerous tactics that delayed the investigation to such a degree that the statute of limitations expired for some of the most egregious crimes of 2014 and 15 tax years.
It's that secret meeting that they're going to subpoena and find out who said what in that meeting, and that's going to blow everything up. That's when David Weiss gets exposed, and the whistleblowers are calling out David Weiss.
Jim Jordan, I want you to talk about the subpoenas that your committee, the Judiciary and the Ways and Means Committee, to the IRS and to the FBI from today.
We are subpoenaing the bad guys at the IRS and the bad guys at the FBI, and the truth will come out. They'll be under oath. This is all good news. Thank you guys for subscribing, for watching us once again. More videos to come today. I'm Doug in Exile.